Hello, 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 hello. Okay, so we are live now. Let me check everything is proper. So, hello, anyone watching? Let me know. Hello, I'm streaming after 2 days, so feeling a little awkward. Anyways, let me finish my coffee first and I will wait for some people to join. Do you have anyone? No, not yet. Not yet. I'm still waiting for people to join. Hello, do I have any viewer? Hello, hello, hello. Today I will be continuing with this character, but we are done with our ZBrush work at as it now. Maybe we have to bring the model back in ZBrush after we are done with with our retopo. But at present, but today we are going to start our retopology, and the first thing which I will do before I start retopology, that I have to do in ZBrush, and that is we have to decimate our mesh in order to smoothly open that inside of Maya. Still I'm waiting for people to join, and I think I've messed up my gloves. I have to fix them. Just a moment. No, I think this is okay, and this one is also okay. Let me just Hello, hello. Yeah, right now it is working. Hello, hello. Not actually audible for this long. Great. Good to know. I'm still waiting for people to join. Hopefully, people will join soon. Anyone? Hello, hello, hello. Here, I'm still waiting for people to join before I can actually start it. I hope people will join soon, and I'm hopeful that I'm not having any lag in the stream. So this is the start. I'm still waiting for people to join. At least someone, if you're watching, can you just drop something in the chat box? Still waiting for people to join. Okay, do I have anyone? No one is here. Hmm. Hello, if anyone is watching, I have not started anything yet. Can you just confirm if you're watching? Can you confirm that and drop something in the chat box and let me know if there is any issue with the stream. Hmm. Hello, hello, hello. Anyone watching? Just let me know. Hello, hello. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna start now. So this is the model which I did previously. I have not done this during the live streaming. This was done way before I decided that I wanna stream the process. So in the last stream, this was the update so far. It will take a while to load up the file. The reason being it's way too heavy. So this was our last day's update, and I am decently happy with this. But right now what we need to do is we have to take care of the retopology of this entire character. We cannot really use this kind of a mesh inside of a production. So these are basically not a production ready mesh, so we have to make sure that our mesh is production ready before we proceed. So let me check everything. Everything is fine as I can see it. Now let me bring back that thing. Our pant, where is it? The pant. Okay, this is our pant. And jacket, which was open previously. We don't have that jacket in this file. That jacket is in a different file over here. Okay, hello Ayush. Hello. I was also busy for 2 days. I'm streaming after 2 days. Sorry for that gap. And I was really waiting for you. Anyways, what basics are you learning actually? So this is the jacket which we already have, but we have some issues with this jacket which I will discuss shortly. But right now we have a few things to take care of. We have to do the retopology of everything, and before we do the retopology we have to actually decimate our mesh. So we also have to decimate this jacket mesh before we take it into Maya for the retopology process. But we will not start with this one as we have way too much files, way too much meshes in this file. I'll start with this. Okay, you are learning shapes and hatching. Great work. So I will start with this, and there are way too much things going on in this file. We have so many subtools that we have to take care of. There are way too many. It's okay, we just have to proceed slowly and take care one at a time. Now let me of course start with the face, and when it comes to the face, let me check. This is the face we have, and it is looking like this due to my material. I will switch the material to something like this, which will give it a bit natural look. And this is our face. We can see that the lower portion is actually filled, as this will technically be inside of our shirt, and we really don't have to worry if things are visible underneath that, as things won't be visible, that is mostly hidden. So this is the face, and if I show you, we also have the inside part of the face. Let me just drag a simple part of it. You can see we have the inside part. Everything is fine. And actually we also have teeth for this, but this teeth is basically a placeholder. We are not going to use this. We have to change a lot of things in this, and it's okay. Let me just start one by one. First of all, what I will do is I'll save this file into a different file. So we'll call this Hitman Decimated. As from now onwards, we are going to decimate our mesh. We are not going to work or sculpt anything new onto this mesh. Right now we'll decimate this mesh, then we'll take this into any other software like Maya or Blender. In this case we'll take this into Maya. Then after that we will deal with the retopology, and once we are done with the entire retopology process, then we might bring bring that new retoport character into ZBrush for any final refinement. But for now we have to decimate it, so I am renaming this file as a decimate. So previously the files which were made, they are just called hitman, as this is the name of the character, which, or this is like the inspiration which I'm taking to build this character. So I named this hitman and all those versions were saved. Now I'm naming it like hitman decimated. Now from here I will extract the high poly mesh, then I will actually retoport them, and those will be my low poly mesh, or you can say underscore low. That term will be mentioned in that naming convention. Then if I wish to use this decimated mesh as the high poly mesh, I can use that, and I will then rename all this decimated mesh as high poly mesh. Or if I wish to change something or alter something, then I will bring that mesh again inside of my ZBrush. Then I will name that ZBrush file high poly to low poly, and I will alter certain things. Then I will extract the high poly and the low poly from ZBrush. So that is our entire pipeline. So for now I am saving it, hitman underscore decimated underscore 01 and let me start with the decimation process. So let me check what we have here. If I just turn on this, you can see we have this kind of a topology, which is actually like, it's not that you cannot really work with this thing. You can technically work with this kind of a topology, but see, we have major loops, like we need to alter the loops over here. That is there. We have, oh, the major issue I see with this mesh is we don't have that circular edge loop around the eyes. That is the major issue over here. So yes, we have to alter the topology, and that is the reason we have to do retopology for it. So this is our current condition. As you can see, we have around, let me just put this entire subdivision. So the total subdivision for this mesh is right now around 11.712 million points, and with that amount of subdivision we have certain kind of details. Now what the decimation will help me to do, if I just come to my, open my Z plugin and come to my decimation master. Where is my decimation master? It's supposed to be here. Yeah, decimation master. Now I want to preserve all these details by one, but I want to make that, I want to reduce the topology. Like I want that to have really less topology in terms of points. I want to have less points for this mesh, yet I want to preserve the details. So for that we will use a decimation. I usually go for this preset. Now let me just, I think we have, usually for my experience, I believe that this amount of details can be preserved with this 150k point count. So I am going with that. And ZBrush is processing at this moment. We have to wait for it to finish. It's processing. Will definitely take a while. Still at 19%. Great. It's taking way too long to process everything. I But at this moment we don't have anything to do. We have to wait for it to do its thing. Process completely. Ah, give me a moment. I think this is the reason why most of the people just upload pre-recorded videos. Doing this thing live means you have to wait for a really long time to let it process. So if I show you now, see, we were at kind of 11 million polygons, which was really overkill for this mesh. We really could have done that with a lesser amount of polygons, but we really didn't bother to optimize it in that stage of work. But right now, if you can see, right now we have preserved every details of it, and yet we came under 150,000 polygons, and I believe that I can go even lower. So right now I will try 75k polygons. Just I'm optimizing it even further just to see if the surface is still holding all the details which I need for this. And if I see that okay, everything is perfectly preserving, like all the details are perfectly preserved, then I will go with 75k polygons, or else I will try 150. Okay, I think it is done. Okay, so it did well. See, we have the details. We can't go any lower. If we go any lower, then we will see a lot of imperfection in the skin. We have already started to get all these things, but these are way too micro imperfection, so this won't cause any harm to our model. And to a matter of fact, actually this actually help us to sell the skin effect. It acts as a noise in the skin, so I actually like it for that reason. So right now we are done with the retopology, sorry, the decimation of our face. Now like this we have to deal with so many subtools. See, we have so many of them, so it's a long process, and I don't know how long it's gonna take me to complete the entire thing. But right now let me just solo out this, and we will take care of the eyes for now. And for the eyes, you can see we have made kind of a dent over there just to give it a feeling that yes, the center of the eyes over there, but that is not that necessary. Or we in the final retopo or the final render, we won't have that sculpt over there. We'll just have that area flat, then on top of it we will have a layer of the cornea. The glass shader or the cornea shader will be applied on that. So for now we don't need really that much polygon for this small part, so we can get away with like around something like 20k polygons, points to be precise. 20k points is fine for this. Let me do this, and of course it will take a while to actually complete the decimation. Let me check. Once it is done, it will take a while. Yes, we have the details that we need. I think we can go even further below. I think we can use around 15k would do the job. So I think, yeah, we are under 15k. So let me go one by one, and for this part we'll definitely not use this in our final render. This is only as a placeholder. This is acting only as a placeholder, so I'm really not that worried about if we are preserving any details for that. But anyways, let me also just put it, like decimate it. Right now you can see we have so many number of polygons or these points for this. It is a pretty dense mesh, but you don't really need that much, so I will just decimate it. Welcome back, Ayush. So how was your day, Ayush? Okay, so I have decimated my, what do you call, teeth, and I am really not worried if about all these artifacts, as this teeth will only act as a placeholder. We will model the inside part of the mouth after we're done with everything, then we'll take care of that. Now the next thing that we have to take care is, we have what is thing, I think these are the gloves for the hand. Let me check. Yes, these are the gloves for the hand. Good, but school sucks. No, buddy, school is actually fun. Once you get out of the school, you realize that school was the easiest battle which you will ever face in your life. After that, sab kuch, like every battle you face after you pass your school, those are huge in comparison to your school's normal exam. So for this, let me check how many polygons we have. We are around, the total subdivision for this particular gloves, both combined, is around 2.3 million points. So let me just decimate them, and I think we have quite a bit of details in there. So let me first try 250k. Now this is a really boring part of the character creation process. Right now I am not sculpting anything, or right now I am also not doing the retopology process, but after you're done with your sculpting and before you start with your retopology, you have to go through this thing. These are the hidden steps which you have to take before you can do things which will actually give you a satisfaction. Like while you are sculpting, you get a satisfaction that yes, you are progressing, you are doing something. Or while you are retopology or doing retopology, you get a satisfaction that yes, some progress is there. But in like this stage right now I'm decimating, so these kind of stages are like, you really don't get to see a lot of progress, but you cannot skip this kind of thing. These are necessary. Like see, we have preserved all the details and we have made our polygons way less, under 250. and I think we can actually go a little low. Let me try 150. Okay, we have it 150. Let me check. Are you losing any details? No, I think it is fine. Okay, let me try 120. This is a custom value, and let me check. Okay, we are still having the details. So it's like you are trying to go as low as possible while maintaining or preserving the details. So that is what my goal is here. Let me try 100k and let me see. Yes, I think this much is okay. We should not go any lower. But I feel let's not take any risk and just go one step above. So let me keep it like no, there's so this is one around 120k points and this is around 100k. Not a major difference, so I'll keep it like this. And I have to keep saving it from time to time. To see the total number of polycounts we are having is decreasing. Let me check the shoes. And for this part, right now we have around 191 points and we don't have any details as such in this region, so I believe that we can reduce this poly count to around 20k and it will preserve every details, like it will preserve the shape, you don't give any artifacts. So yes, see, we have it. This is perfect for us now. 20k. I think we can go even lower. Let me try 15. We are going for 15k and see, we have it. So this is 15k and let me do the same for this one as well. So both are at 15k. Now this, which part is this one? Let me solo out. Okay, so this is that small lace section. Okay, so for this kind of a thing we are roughly around 13k points. We really don't need to decimate them. And one thing that I can do with this kind of a thing, let me just check this one out. Which part is this one? For those laces and all, we will actually use something called z-remesh. This part, let me solo out. Okay, this is this part, and we have some amount of details in here. For example, this crease, and I believe that if we go with 35k points we can actually preserve it. Let's see. If we are unable to preserve the details, then we probably have to undo it and then decimate it with a little higher point count. This processing, it will take a while to process everything. Okay, Ayush. It will take a while to process. I believe I should have actually get done with this decimation process before I started this live stream, as decimating this thing on a live stream is like basically sitting idle that for a really long time while it is processing. So I'm really not sure if I should have skipped this part for the live stream, but anyways, too late for that. We're already in the middle of the stream. It's still processing. See, we are at 8.6 million points for this soul, and we are decimating it to preserve the details as well, and at the same time we want that point count to be reduced by a lot. Have to wait. Okay, this is boring. Maybe I should have. Okay, this is taking a really long time. I will do one thing. After this, I will stop decimating any further. I'll just save this file. I have already started the decimation. You get the idea what I'm gonna do now. So I will open another file where I have the coat or blazer or jacket, whatever you wanna call that. I'm going to decimate that and get that inside of Maya, and I will start my retopology for that exact mesh. And for the next stream we will actually I will actually before the next stream I will actually prepare every decimated mesh, and so that we don't have to wait such a long time for it to process. Like, if I continue doing this, then probably this stream will take around 6 to 7 hours to complete all the decimation process, and that is not something which I am really hoping to do given the time. It's almost 10. Okay, so it took such a long time to actually finish the processing, but you can see we have preserved the details as well as reduced the poly count. So see, the total number of poly count is also decreasing as we are for going forward with our decimation process. Now the thing is that we have way too many subtools to take care of. If I just let me save this. Okay. We have way too much subtool to take care of. We have done decimating our face, our eyes, then we have decimated the inner teeth, the blocking part, we have decimated the gloves. Now we have started our decimation for the shoe. But the processing time for decimating each subtool is way too long, and that is not something I can really show in the live stream, as basically I'm sitting idle for for it to finish it processing. So I'm going to close this file. I already have the saved version of, I'm saving this file, then I'll close it, and I'll open another file where I have the jacket for this character. Then I will decimate that jacket, and will proceed with retopology for that jacket part. We have this file saved. Now let me just a moment. Yeah, let me just open this thing. Open this file. Here we have the jacket. So for this file we really don't need anything except the jacket, so let me just save this file. I will name it hitman decimated jacket 01 underscore jcket jacket 01, and let me save it. Now particularly for this file we don't need anything except the jacket, so let me delete things from here. I don't need that measurement tool, we don't really need the eyebrow, the hair, we need this, we don't really need the pant, gone for good. We don't need that collar, gone for good. We don't need the tie in this file, gone for good. We don't need that belt blocking, and we don't need the shoe as well as this. Let me just get rid of everything except the jacket. So we are left with this jacket. This is what we are going to decimate now, and we'll proceed in Maya to retopol this jacket. And let me save it one more time, and let us see what do we have over here. So this is the base of it. As you can see, this is the base, and let me turn on double-sided. So if I turn on the double-sided thing, you can see this is the base body, and here we actually have that pocket separately, and which that pocket right now is in a separate poly group, but it is attached to the main body, which I don't want, so I will actually split it right now. This is the body, this is the pocket, and this is the collar piece. And the issue which we have over here is this part and this part are not really joined together. And one more thing, you can see that this area is actually intersecting our hand. So before we proceed with our retopology, first I will fix this part, then we will do the decimation, and inside Maya we will do the retopology first for the base, then we'll do the retopology for the collar or whatever you call this thing, and after we are done with everything we are going to merge them together into a complete whole mesh. We'll merge all those vertices, but for now, while starting the retopology, we would like to keep that separately, and that is the main reason why we have that separately over here. And let me now proceed with this thing. We have the symmetry turned on. Let me check. Yes, we have the symmetry turned on, and let us begin. I will take my move brush and first try to move this part outside, and while doing so we'll check it from this region to see if things are going all right or not. And we can also do one thing, we can actually select or separate this part or isolate this part, whatever you call this, from the entire big picture, so we can actually work on this particular region and not get bothered with the other distracting elements of our mesh. So let me try smoothing it first. Yes, smoothing is actually giving us a great result, and the main problem which we have over here is that this part is overlapping, and that is not something we want. We don't want it to overlap, so smoothing is fixing things. But I know smoothing won't do the job. We have to manually move it. Let me take my move topology brush and start to move it. No, that is not working. My move topology brush is not working. Let me take my move brush and I will turn on my backface masking. And with the backface masking turned on, let me check. Nope, this is not really happening that well. Okay, backface masking turned on was a bad idea. Let me turn that off. Hmm. Nope, not working. We have to smooth it. I think smoothing it out is the only option we are left with. I'm really not sure how. Okay, this part is this one, this part is overlapping this, and then it is starting like this. So you can see this part is continuing up, and then it is rotating like this. It is going up, then it is rotating like this, and it is coming down. So this is going up like this, then this is rotating, and this is coming down like this. So here basically we have a overlap, a intersection. That is the main thing which we are seeing over here. So smoothing it out will get rid of that issue. We really cannot have such kind of overlapping mesh. We are almost done with it. See, right now this thing is coming up like this and it is going down like this. We don't have any of that overlap anymore. And just to be sure as well, we will take my inflate brush and holding alt will inflate it. As we have the reason we are holding alt is because we are working on the reverse normal side. Like if I turn off the double-sided thing, you can see we are working on the reverse side of it. So just to work on that reverse side, we have to hold alt for this thing to give us the desired result. So I am holding alt in using my inflate brush and making sure we have a separation in this region. So if we don't have any separation in this region, it would be hard for us to do the retopology. We won't be able to see the underneath portion of that exact mesh, and hence we can't really make a new topology in that region. And so we are quite okay with it. We have created a separation, but now we have a different kind of issue. That is, we have few unevenness in this region. So we again have to use the smooth brush to smooth out this particular region. And now if I bring everything back, we can see that we are good to go. We don't have any issue in that region anymore, but of course I will still choose to smooth out certain things before I proceed any further. And yeah, let me just go out of my solo mode. Yes, I don't know, maybe there was some mistake while working that caused that extra strokes over there, which is not really necessary. And this is it. We have our base sculpt for the jacket, and this is for the collar. We don't see any issue in the collar region, and this kind of thing can be fixed in while doing the retopology. Doing it inside of Maya during the retopology process is quite easy, and that is how we should proceed with it. And let me do one thing. Let me save the file. So I have the file saved, and I will also save another version of it. So this is another version, And now let me check how many polygons do we have in this. Okay, we have around 662,000 points for the base jacket. Not bad. And now I can see that there are some extra bulkiness going on here, which we can fix at this stage, as well as we can wait for the retopology and fix it during that time as well. But I think it's okay if we do something like that. It is kind of in a middle position. So let me check. Kind of in a middle ground, not bad. So I will proceed with my data mesh. We have around this much poly count for this. I'll go my zip plugin. I have the decimation master, and I believe that the amount of details we have in this particular jacket or coat, whatever you wanna call this much details we can preserve easily with around 35k poly count. So let me do it. Is it working? Okay, it will take a decent amount of time to process everything. Okay, it did. Done. We are at 35k points for this part. Now let me, and for this part I think we can get away with 15k. Done. We have our details which we need. We basically wanted the shape for it. Let me check how much for this. Like, this is already at around 13k, so I think we can put around 2k and just, so see, we are done. So this pocket, this is basically identifying where the pocket should be as a placeholder. This pocket is made up of 2000 points, and for the collar we have around 15,000 point, and for the entire base we have around 35,000 point. And we have done the decimation properly, and see, we have decimated the mesh. So now the thing we have to do is, first of all, we have to save the file. And right now, if you notice that right now we can save the file pretty easily. We don't have to hustle about way. Like, ZBrush is working pretty smoothly, as the total number of point we have over here is not that heavy. So let me start with the what we called export of the thing. I like to export things one by one. I know there are ways to export things and all at once, everything is there, but I love to do things my way. So I will do exactly that. But the problem right now what I'm facing is I need to figure out where have I kept okay, let me, okay, so this is the file location. I just copied the file location from there. Now I'll paste it in this region, and this is my this is the hitman which I was working with, and I will name the folder DECIMAT decimated mesh. We name the folder decimated mesh, and we will keep everything that we decimate in this file in this folder. And right now we are exporting the code. So I just named it. What is the spelling of code? Let me check. Yeah, the spelling is right. Great. So this is the collar. I'm renaming it. No, there's some issue. Okay, this is the code itself, this is the caller. I'm exporting it. I have to export it in this file location. Okay, I somehow forgot to export it. I have to export it once more. Let me name it quote desi underscore 01. And okay, we have exported it successfully. Now this is the pocket. Okay, this is quote underscore pocket underscore 01. This is done. And now we have the caller. Export. Oh, there's some issue. I exported that in a different file location. Let me just alter that. So quote pocket. Quote pocket AC. Done. Now I will select this caller. I will come here. The name for this thing will be caller desi underscore 01 and save it. Okay, so let me save this as well. We are technically done with our ZBrush right now, and we have our blocking or high poly sculpt in this folder. Right now we have exported the only the jacket or coat, and we also have other things to take care of, like in this file we have way too many things that we have to take care of. In this file we have only done decimation, we have only decimated the face, the eyeball, and the inside mouth or the teeth, and the gloves. And we have we started with the shoe, but right now we have many things to decimate further. And as you saw that it was taking a really long time to process the decimation, so I am really not going to do this thing inside like while live streaming, and that basically means that I am sitting idly for a while, for not a while, for quite a long time, while it is the computer is processing the decimation thing. And so I am going to do this off screen, or in, while I'm not live, during some normal my during my normal working hours. And so right now we have decimated this thing, and also in another file we have decimated the jacket, and we have also exported the decimated mesh from our ZBrush. And we will now start the retopology. So the basic thing for retopology is quite simple. We will actually import the high poly inside our Maya, and we will make that a live mesh, and we will use our quad draw tool to draw new set of polygons on top of it. And that is the basic plan for now. By the way, if anyone is watching at this moment, can you just drop something in the chat box and let me know? It's really strange to keep explaining things to myself, and like it's easy to explain or make do a live video if I get any questions in the chat box, and which I can answer while working. And I am actually opening my Maya right now. It is taking a while to load itself. We will open a fresh scene for now, and we don't need to save anything. I don't need this thing. Let me make some space for you in this region, and I'll bring my decimated mesh inside our Maya. So we have our decimated mesh, and just for a well reference, I am going to assign a different material in this part, and I'll put a different color to it so that I can easily identify it. And same for this, I will assign a new material for here for this, and I will alter the shade of gray, so now it is easy for me to identify everything. So I will hide these two for now. This I don't need at this moment, as well as I will hide this for now, and I am only concerned about this thing. So the first thing which I have to do is I'll select this one, I'll make this a live mesh, I'll take my quad draw, I will enable my symmetry. As you can see, we are working with symmetry, and I will start with the retopology. First I will, for this mesh, I know that I need one loop going all around this thing, like one loop is continuing to going up and it is looping around the neck, and it is coming on this side as well. So for that we can start by drawing polygons in this region, and to make these polygons it is very easy. The thing is that you need at least 4 vertices, that after you activate the quadro tool and make sure that one of your mesh is actually live, then you can draw on top of it. Now if you simply do what you call this, left click on the surface, you can draw or put vertices. Now if you hold shift and hover your mouse in the middle of all those 4 vertices, then you can see that this blue kind of a halo effect or overlay will appear, which indicates that if you click on it, it will create a polygon for you. So if you just click on it, it will create a polygon. And if you wish to extract something, then you just hold your tab key and extract it like this. Hold your tab key and hold your tab and then your left mouse button and just drag, it will extract. Now if you wish to extract multiple edges all at once, then you cannot really follow this exact method. Like if you do the same thing, if you hold tab and select an edge by holding your left mouse button and just drag outside, then you can see only one edge will extract. But if you want to extract all 3 of them at once, then you have to hold tab and press the middle mouse button. Now if you drag out, you can see that you can actually extract all of that at once. And if you wish to smooth things out, then just press shift key and click on those vertices, it will smooth itself. And that's pretty much it. You don't really have to know anything more to get started with it. See, we already have the topology for this part, and if you wish to basically know all the other keyboard shortcuts, then you can, like in your modeling toolkit, if you come down here after activating the quadro tool, you can see all the keyboard shortcuts which you can use for this tool are actually mentioned over here. So that's it. And yeah, if you can leave everything by default. So at this moment the setting is such that if you start your smoothing process in the outside region, like see, these vertices are not connected, these are the outside vertices, these vertices are at the edge. So if you start with this, basically it will affect only your border, and if you hover your mouse while smoothing it in the inside part, this won't affect the inside or the vertices which are not in the border region. So this will only affect the border part. So if you start your smoothing process while you are hovering over your border region, then it will only affect the outside vertices and it will not affect the inside vertices. But if you do the reverse, if you start your smoothing process while you in the inside region, the vertices which are inside and not the outside part of it, then it will affect this inside part. And if you continue, like if I just make all these things, let me just alter these things. See, if I wish to smooth it, if I start smoothing it here, you can see that these vertices are getting smooth. But if I try to smooth it in this region, it won't affect it, as these are the border vertices and these are the inside vertices. So if, as I started smoothing it from the inside region, it locked itself that it will only affect the inside vertices and it will not affect the outside vertices. But if I do it in reverse, if I suppose start with the outside vertices, see, it will affect the outside vertices. But now if I try to smooth the inside part, inside parts won't be smooth, but the outside part will get smooth. So you get the idea. Like, I don't know if I am making any sense, or if you are understanding what I'm saying exactly, but this is the exact point of it. Now of course I don't need so much of edges in that region, so I will undo them, or basically delete them and start fresh. And let me just continue working on this region. I'll bring it down. Let me bring it in this part. This is fine. Yes, Ayush, you won't understand anything. This is purely 3D. You have to know a lot of basic for understanding this. And right now I am not making any, like, it is not a beginner friendly video. It is basically a workflow video, like the process which I follow during my production hours. So it is hard for you to catch up, but if you wish to learn it, then you have to start from very beginning. You have to know the interface of different softwares and everything, and go from there. The basic thing is that if I show you something, like, see, I have sculpted the shape very perfectly, but we have such kind of a uneven topology for this mesh, so that cannot be rigged or animated smoothly. So now what we have to do is that we have to maintain that shape, as well as create a new topology on top of it, which is evenly spread and in a way that can be controlled and rigged. That is exactly what I'm doing right now. And yes, of course, I am not a really great industry veteran or anything like that. I am also just a mid-level artist. So if you are, if someone is watching who feels like I am doing the topology in wrong, or if you think that I should do something which will give me a better result, then of course feel free to correct me. I am not a industry veteran who is just here to flex my skill. I'm basically doing my personal project, as well as at the same time I'm just making a doing things live just to connect with people, as there are people who love to see, like I personally love to see people make stuff in ZBrush or 3D. That is my go-to relaxing video which I watch. Mm. So yes, we have. Now that part is done. Now let me also close this loop. And why am I doing it? Like I mentioned earlier, that we really have to have a clean topology for it to animate. So that is the only reason why I'm doing this thing at this moment. And of course we need to get a better topology in this part as well. Perfect, perfect. Let me just connect this to. I'm trying to keep it even as much as possible. And let me now connect. Oh, not that much. Let me connect this to as well. As you can see, this is quite even. And now I have to start with this region. And before I start this, let me just the process which I usually follow is such. This I will make a loop around this, and I usually keep 8 side. Like on top we have 2 polygons, on side we have, on each side we have 2 polygons. See, 1 2 1 2 1 2. Now for the lower part we will have 2 polygons. And this is a little tricky over here, but that's okay, we can get it done. And yes, we have. Now we have made a loop that was really necessary. That is how I usually do it. I know people sometimes make a continuous loop like this. It starts from here, then it follows through. It's kind of the same thing. I just like to approach things. First I do this, then of course I will also connect that part. So now let me just bring this portion up like this, and let me bring that portion up as well. Let me bring it closer. Let me bring this thing closer. Yes, I will add another loop just to confirm that part properly. Yes, now let me bring this like, I think we really don't need to add that. Now what I'll do is I will first extract like this, then just a moment, I will extract something like this from this region. This is basically the part which follows like this, and this region will be like this. This is the padding part, like for every blazer and all those things. there is usually a hard padding part in this region. So basically, instead of making this a continuous loop like this, which will also technically work, but just to make sure that geometry deforms properly when we are actually animating it, I will divert this geometry or this polygon in this side. One is coming from this side, and then here one is going towards the top, and this gap will be filled like this, and this will give kind of a this kind of a loop, which will create kind of a padding part like on the this if you can see my shoulder, this thing. So we need to have a pad for our jacket to deform properly, so we are making this thing in that region. And of course, I am saying it again and again, this is how I do things. I am not industry veteran or anything. I am just a mid-level, junior to mid-level artist who just likes to do character stuff. And I'm, instead of doing it on my own, I am just doing a live stream of it. That's it. Do not quote me on this. If you find some better way to get things done, of course do it, and also let me know. I will also try that. And for this region, this part will come like this, perfect. This will come like this, perfect. And this will follow like this. See, this part should follow a closed loop like this. So I will, just a moment, I will bring this and connect it like this. Maybe I will put a, okay, see, so this part made a closed loop like this. This is what I was trying to achieve, and we succeeded in that. Now let me smooth out a little bit in this region. Not bad. This part is always tricky for me. Maybe I can remove this one. No, I should not remove it right now. Okay, we have something to work with. Let me finally close this. Okay, we are getting a triangle in that region, which is not something we want. And now what do we have here? Okay, we will get another triangle if we keep this part. But if I join this and make it like this, then we are getting another triangle in this region. Let me see. Yep. Yep. So this is it, but I believe that the one thing, if I turn this on, this part will be basically hidden underneath our collar part, but still I really don't want to have this kind of edge in this region. You see this kind of a thing, it will give me a weird deformation. So I really don't want that to be there. So for that reason I am removing it for now. And let me figure out, let me remove this as well for now. This is okay, this won't give that much issue, it will just deform and give a padding like feeling in this region. But for this part, let me think what can be done. If I reduce this, no, 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 not now. Really make it continuous, and this remove it for now, I really don't need it at this moment. Again we are back with the same thing. Let me check. It is extract coming in this region, it is going up, and this thing, I have a feeling that this region might cause some issue while animating, but I don't think that will be that big of a deal. Of course I will share this with any of my friend to just get their second opinion, or even I can also find that out while doing a test rig. And of course there is a way we can test our model if it is perfect or not by doing a auto rig with Mixamo, that we will definitely do for this character as well. But right now what I believe is it's not bad, it will give a padded feeling over there. But still I am really hoping if I can avoid that altogether. Let me just do this. I have a feeling I can avoid that altogether like this. Yes, I think this is better, but then I have to add few loops in this region, and now smooth everything out. Yes, I think according to me, I believe that this will deform better than what we had previously. Let me check. Yes, yes, this should deform way better than the previous topology. So yes, we have a hard corner in this region which is necessary for this kind of a dress, and we have a flow which is going downward, and we have a pad kind of effect in this region. So if the hand moves upward, it will shift like this and give a feeling of a hard pad in that region. That is exactly what we need. And let me see, do we need to alter anything in this region? Maybe we should, maybe no, we can leave it as it is for now. Just let me be sure of it for a while. Let me add this and let us make it a continuous edge. We really don't need to keep unnecessary tar or T aged vertex in that region. So yes, I think now the topology for the shoulder is better. And now we are mostly done with all the difficult loops. we have made our topology. The essential loops are done. Now it's only a matter of time that we connect everything together. So now let me put a few. Hi there, I want to check one thing. Do we have, no, we really don't have any much deformation going on in this part, but we have a lot of deformations in the arm region, and I wish to preserve them. Now we have option to deal with it in a multiple way. Like, see, we can make something like this. See, here is a wrinkle going on, so we can actually make an actual geometry follow the wrinkle. This is another way, but if we follow this, we have to manage the, see, we can follow all those things like this. We can continue this, then this will actually make it in such a way that it will preserve the deformation way better in than this. Like, this topology will preserve the deformation way better, and it will also animate fine. It will animate perfectly in. But if we make something like this, if we make a loop around it, see, it won't preserve the deformation directly on the, like, it won't preserve the wrinkles directly on the topology itself. But there is another option which we can do, that is, we can bake it. We will do the high poly low poly baking, so like that we will actually get the this kind of a deformed result. Like, what do you say, that thing we call them wrinkles. Yes, those wrinkle details will be transferred on this kind of a mesh through baking, and it will create a normal map, or we can also extract height map from that. This is one process to go, and I also showed another process. Like, I can actually follow how the wrinkle is going and preserve the wrinkles directly in the mesh. But I feel like wrinkles should be organic. It should form at places according to how the body is animating. So if we and right now what we have over here, that is how a still figure, like it is a still character, it is standing like this, and the wrinkles are appearing according to the pose. But if he is changing his pose, then the wrinkles should also change. And to get such kind of result, the best way for me, which I think, is I will not add the wrinkles at first. I will animate the character without the jacket. Then the animation with that animation I will simulate the jacket inside of what you can simulate it inside this Blender, Maya, or Marvel, whatever you want to simulate it. You can simulate the jacket, and that will make natural wrinkles according to the movement of our character. So the shot which I have in my mind, that is like the character is somehow putting the jacket like this, so there will be a lot of movement which cannot be hand animated. We need to simulate the jacket. So for that reason I am going with this process. I am making the jacket topology straight like this in a loop, and the wrinkles will be formed on it afterwards when we simulate it, and we really don't have to preserve the wrinkles at this stage. I hope that makes sense. Like, it is very tough to explain things, this kind of things, without any diagram or anything directly in a live video. These kind of topics are best suited for making a, suppose if I pre-make a video, like a pre-made video of 10 to 20 minutes length, and I explain everything in that, then I upload it, then it's very easy to do. I can collect or do research before, or basically make a script before explaining everything, so that I can explain everything in a more efficient way. But hey, we are live right now, So this is the best way I can explain it at this given moment. See, now I have to see, there is another thing which can be done, like I can directly take them upwards like this and connect them in that region, or like they can connect them directly like this. Like I can also continue them on top and it will be connected, or I can do one thing which I'm going to do is I can actually make a loop like this. So it will, like, this is how our deltoid muscles are formed. Like in this region the muscles are formed, and it takes this shape, this kind of shape. So that is the topology I'm also following. Again, this is how I do it. This is not a hardcore rule that everyone needs to follow. You can suggest how you do it. This is more like a hangout place where artists discuss their ideas and workflow. Let me bring it perfect. Let me bring it here. Let's check. I think we have excess amount of edges in this region. That much is not really necessary. So let me divert some of it in this region. Nope, not really necessary. Just going in this direction, this can be filled. I can fill this part. That is great. Let me check. Maybe I can do this. For now, let me delete that. I will bring that back, but for now, do we need this kind of a thing over here? I'm not sure. I think I can get rid of it. I really don't need it. Let me see. Let me get rid of this one first. I think it's better if I get rid of this one. No, that one was help me deform the geometry. Maybe one cut from this region. Yes, this. Yes. Not bad, not bad for something like this. Again, I'm not happy with this thing. So the best thing to do here is this. This is the exact topology which I think I want to keep. See, it is keeping a hard edge in this region. It will continue to keep that. And also the topology is flowing down. You have to fix few parts here and there, that is all right. But right now what I want to do is I want to select this part and try to view it separately. How is it coming along? Yeah, see, this is our topology. See, we have the hard edge. This edge was very necessary for us to keep. We have that, and rest here is coming out well. Let me get out of the isolation mode and let me continue this. And for this region, let me clear things out. I don't want it to be that inside. Okay. I cannot add anything in that region. It will, if it won't deform properly, or it will cause things to act in this kind of weird way. So it's better to leave that part and continue working in this separate region. Nope. Make this. You come here and get joined. Come here, come here, come here. Not cool. Something very useful. Okay, I think we have a loop over here. See, this is the difficulty here. This loop is coming, and we continue this and we'll figure out. So this is the thing which we don't need. Okay, we have it. Now we can add that back in as well as for this region. And now all that is left for us to do is we have to smooth out. without everything. And yes, what do I think about this? I think there is a little bit of everything is fine according to me. Just this part. If I can just fix this part a little bit better, that would be nice. So there is an issue. Let me bring it here, add on line here in this region, connect it, and do this. Now let me check what is the result we are getting. Is there enough polygon over there just for this thing to deform properly? I think yes, we have enough polygon in that region, and this thing should deform. Hmm. Hmm. I think it is okay for now. I don't need to worry. Yes, I think it should work. Okay, this will deform properly. It will go up, and this there is a hard edge over there, and there is a padding kind of a topology over here, which should shift in the opposite direction as this is moving upward. And yes, that's it. I think we are done with the topology. I think we're done with the topology. Hmm. Now, if we want, we can always do things like this kind of a shitty things we can do just to reduce the number of edges which is coming down. Basically, this region, but I won't do this as we are going to simulate the shirt, the jacket. But in some cases, if you wish to optimize the poly or the poly count, then we can actually go in that route, or we can also do that afterwards as well. Like, it's not that big of a deal. We just have to join two vertices like this and delete, and then we have to select one edge and delete it. Now if we select it again, see, it will again, like, three edges will come down and merge into one. So that is a thing which we follow sometimes to optimize shit, but right now it's not necessary, and I will not do it. Let me just continue with this. Now I will hold my tab key and drag the edges by selecting the middle mouse button, which will actually extract everything all at once. And we have done it. This is it. Now I'll of course add a little bit of this. I basically want to make them evenly spread. Now let us start joining them together. Not that super important, like it is important, but we don't have any critical topology to take care of in this region. That's why we leave this for the very last. We can already relax while doing it. And here also this part will actually come down like this. For a jacket we really don't have to do this, but otherwise I could have actually make it like this. It will basically give a feeling like there is a muscle separation, and not really necessary maybe. Here it is not necessary, but that is a thing which can be done. There is a possibility, something like this. But for now I don't need it, so let me just not do that as well. Just get it done in a straightforward manner. And here as we can see we do have some issues. Here if we try to add anything in this region, then that area gets destroyed, as you can see, as that is a very close kind of a space. So there is a way around for that. We will take care of it in a moment, but first let us continue in the top section before we dive into that critical region. So let me fill these parts. Not really difficult to deal with this kind of idea. We have enough topology in this part, but as soon as we enter this region we can see that we need a little bit of more topology that we already have in this part, especially for this part. So first let us do how much is possible. Now you can see we just need to add one edge loop in that region, but right now if we try to do that it will deform our topology, as we are using a live mesh, and that is getting confused on how the edge flow is gonna pass through that region. So just to get that thing done, we'll select this, we'll turn off the live mode for now, and we'll take the multicut tool. The live mode is turned off. Now we'll add this loop. See, this is done. That's the only loop which was required. Now we will get out of my isolate mode and select that mesh, make it live again, and select this, take the quadro. Now we can continue with our work. That was the only thing which we had to take care of. Everything is done for our base mesh. Nothing to worry about anymore. Okay, maybe have to take some time to feel this region. I'm doing it pretty roughly, but if you wish to mm, make it like properly even and all, you can do it. But I know that I can always use my smooth brush. Just by holding shift I can fix everything. So that is the reason I'm going roughly on those part. But mm, let me just do it. Done. And you can see that here we only have one. Let me bring them down. We need to make space for the other. We need to make space so that we can add other loops in that region. Let me bring them down. Come down, come down, come down, come down. Like this we'll have space for adding to other loops in that particular region. Let me add them. I think this much would be enough. Just keep adding. Okay, good. Now only last part is left. We might have to add few loops here and there. That's okay. And I can also do this thing. Just for that region I just delete it. No, maybe I should not do that. I need that topology for the simulation purpose, so I will keep it. So our base coat is done. Now if we just isolate it and press 3, we can see that we have a decent topology and we can rig this character easily, as well as we can actually simulate it. Like if we subdivide it couple of times, then we will have enough topology to simulate it. And if we wish to rig it, do the rigging with skin painting thing, then we can also do that. That is like we have a fairly even amount of polygons, not too much that we cannot control, so we are good in that case. Now there is one thing which I actually want to show. Now we don't really need this mesh, we'll hide this. Now we have to bring in our collar. Now let me show you something. We have multiple options to get things done, but before that we can see that this surface is white, right? This surface is white, but this surface is actually black. So the problem is, basically this is the front portion of a face and this is the back portion of a face. So if we take a plane, suppose this is a normal plane, if we just view it, so this is, see, this is the top portion of the face and this is the black back portion, so that is black in our case. But we can get away of get rid of that thing if we just give a thickness to it. Suppose, see, I gave it a bit of thickness. Now everything is white and the black part is inside it. Now here the thing is, as this is the front portion of it, this is white, we also want our collar to be the front portion of it. Like we want our collar to be the front portion of the mesh. But if I suppose hide this, let me, okay, let's not hide it, just do it, I will show you. I'm selecting this, I make this the live mesh, and now if I just do one thing, I'll take my quad draw and suppose I make a edge, like I made a little bit of something in that region. So now let me hide this. Now I need to show something. See, this is something which I have. Let me just also make it different color. Okay, see, this is the front portion and this is the black portion or the back portion. Now this is exactly how I want my mesh to be. This should be the front portion. But okay, first let me save my file, very important for me. And right now what I am actually doing is kind of a tricky, like it is tough to pull this thing off. First let me save my file in a proper directory where I was saving everything. Just a moment. So this is my file location. Control C, I have saved it. Sorry, I copied the file location. Now I save the file and I will paste the file location here, and I will call this file jacket retopo 01. Now for this mesh to work perfectly, see what, let me just make few duplicates of it. 1 2 3, I made few duplicates. Now this is my original, this is the front facing face, and this is also the front facing face. Now I want them to join together, right? They should be joined together, so that can be done in this way. Usually if I select this as well as select this, and I can, no, let's not do this in this, as this is in a perfectly fine position. I will demonstrate in this mesh. So let me select this, I selected this and I am selecting this. Now if I wish to join them together, suppose like this should be a continuous mesh, this will come and this will fold in this direction, like this is coming in this direction, then it's folding upward, so there should be a connection between this, there should not be this gap, so there should be a connection. To achieve that, we can do this in this way. I select this, then let me combine them. Both are combined now. Now I can technically this is possible. Just a moment, I have to select 1 2. Okay, so we have how many? Let me do one thing, just for the visual representation, just for the visual part of it, I am putting it in a bit upward direction. So we have, let me delete the excess, I don't want any excess part in this region. Control delete. Okay, so if I show you, this is one part and this is another part, so both are joined together. Now if I wish to bridge them together, this and this can be bridged, right? But if I try that, see, you will get this kind of a messed up topology. And why that is only because, see, this is also the front portion of the mesh, this is also the front portion of the mesh, and that is the back portion. But what we want is, we want something like this. Suppose this is the front, this is the edge, we want something like this is coming like this, it is moving up like this, and then it is folding itself. So when such thing happen, it will technically reverse itself, right? It will flip its direction as it is folding upwards. So in this scenario we cannot really do this. For joining them together we have to either what do you call that thing, like come to my modeling mesh display, we have to reverse the direction. Now see, this is facing backward. Now if I select this and this, now I can technically bridge them. See, now it will perfectly bridge together, but this is not what we want. So basically we want the positive side of the normal of our mesh to face the camera. So this process is okay, you can do that, you can enable the two-sided lighting and you can work with that, but for my scenario I really don't want that. Now what can be done then? So the process which I go through is, and okay, let me also do the same thing in this region as well. Let me delete this now. Now you saw in the last clip that as we were working with a plane, when we extracted that, or yes, when we extruded that, we got rid of the backsided face. So let us try that exact same thing in this part as well. Both will be combined, that is combined. Okay, something wrong. Combine, yes, both are combined together. Now I will try to select this, sorry, this, and if I try to bridge them together, you can't. It will give us this kind of a messy thing. So the solution for that, select this, reverse it. Now just turn off the two-sided, you can see that it's reversed properly. Now if I select this and this, now if I bridge this, it is okay, it is working, right? We really don't need that in the other side for now. Let me just get rid of it. How much? Okay, just a moment, get rid of it. What? Okay, now if I just extrude it again, let me give it a bit of thickness, and right now everything got flipped. If I just reverse it, you can see this thing got fixed. See, this thing got fixed. So this is another solution which we can take. Now if I just do one thing, this, select this, and I will simply put the favorite material as Lambert 1. See, we really don't have any of such issues anymore. But the problem with this process is, this can be done perfectly, but the problem we will face with this one is, if we take this for example, see, we have to match the number of edges in this loop, entire loop, we have to manage that. See, if we just select this till here, not, we have to maintain the number of loops which are there in this region, which is a bit of a excess work. See, this is kind of like this, a bit of excess work. We have to make sure that the number of edges which are in this region, the number of edges should be same in this part as well. See, right now the gapping of the edges and everything is different, so this cannot be really merged together. So that is an issue. we have to, that is an excess thing. With this can be done, this is not something that cannot be done, this can be done. But what I prefer to do is, this is a bit of like, you have to decide what you want to do for yourself. What I would like to do in this kind of situation is, I will never use retopo on this mesh. This will only be present for me for the visual purpose. Like I can see that okay, this mesh was supposed to be like that, but then how I will actually model it is, I will select it and let me just freeze this transformation, delete the type, delete by type history, and I will extrude it a little. We have the extrusion, this is there perfectly fine. If I smooth it out, you can see we have it perfectly. Now what I will like to do is, I will select this and extrude them like this separately. This is what I usually do, like I will extrude them like this. I'll rotate it a little, and of course for rotating it to be in a component mode, that would be easy for me. Yeah, I rotated it perfectly. Now if I just bring it out and again rotate it, now I have this shape just for my visual guide, but I am actually not following it perfectly. So this can be done as well, which I usually I am keeping this shape just for the visual references, but I'm not actually using this for retopo. Now if I pull out this, you can see okay, I have to fix few things in this region as well, like that edge. I will basically delete it. Okay, no, maybe I've messed up a little. Basically that is the process, but right now I did a big mess up. Okay, it is coming perfectly fine up till here. I have to make sure that it does not go beyond a certain limit, but here it can obviously go inside, there is no issue in that. Just making sure that things don't overlap. Now I can always select this and match the exact reference how it is. So here I use that as a visual reference, but I actually did not use retopo for that. And in this process you really don't have to worry about matching the number of references on top of it, like sorry, references, what I'm saying, you really don't have to worry about the number of edges on top of this mesh and retopo this mesh according to the number of meshes in the underlying geometry. You really don't have to do that, but then you have to go through and make sure that none of the edges are actually overlapping each other while you are extruding it. And that is a process which I usually follow. And again, there is another process, you can actually select this mesh and make it live boolean live mesh, and use your quad draw tool to use the retopology. Now the choice is completely like on us, we can decide what you want to do. So let me delete those things, we really don't need them right now, and as well as I really don't need this either. I will delete it, have to undo a lot. Let me just check. I just make sure that I return to that exact space before extrusion. Yes, so we are here. So this was our mesh just before I showed everything to you. Now we have to do this thing, the outside collar, and we have to basically make sure that the numbers are matching the number of edges in the like we have option now, so we have to decide that. So that is a thing. Let me figure out what I'm gonna do, though it is okay. So we were streaming for around more than 2 hours. So right now what I believe is we have done our jacket. We are about to deal with the collar part, and for the collar part I will do it in the next stream, and in the next stream I will actually show both the process. I will take care of both the process, just to have fun. We can always pick any one of them, but let us just do both. So that is for the plan for the next stream, and right now I think I'm happy with this stream and the number of progress, the amount of progress we made in this stream. So let me just finish this stream for now. Thank you for watching, and it's late actually, so bye for now.